Hey man.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Hey man, how's it going?
Good, bro.
Good, good. Can you hear?
Yeah, man, you got a sweet mic there.
Yeah, it's a good mic.
What mic is
Decent mic.
that?
It's not mine. That's my brother's.
Is it a Yeti?
Yeah, the Blue Yeti. It's like a
Yeah,
very common mic. That's
sweet
pretty
man.
good value. Yeah. Okay.
How's your day been, bro?
It's been all right. I didn't do much. I played some basketball earlier with some friends outside.
Nice.
Yeah. How about
First
you, man?
best day we've had in like I don't know how long,
Yeah, I was pouring yesterday.
man.
How about you?
Yeah, it's been slogging it out in the trees all day.
Right, right.
I
I hit.
literally got back I don't know, like half an hour ago. Just like rush in the shower, get some food, sit down.
Wait, so can I ask what is your job like?
What is it like?
Yeah. Or like, okay, so what is your job again? Like, what's it called?
I'm an arborist.
Sorry?
I'm an arborist.
Arborist.
Yeah,
Okay.
we take care of trees, whatever they need to have done, whether it's for like their own structural integrity or if it's for safety of people around. If you ever see people like sticking a rope in a tree, climbing up with a chainsaw, lopping some stuff off, or just like
N-
removing the whole thing, that's what.
Not not really here in Richmond, but yeah.
I was working in Richmond today.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, down Steveston somewhere.
Oh.
Yeah,
So you just like chop down trees or plant trees?
we chop them down, we plant them,
Yeah.
and we just do like general pruning.
That sounds that
It's
sounds
like
like
a
hard
gardener
work.
but for bigger plants, you know.
Yeah. But is that pretty fun sometimes though?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a mad rush, man. It's yeah, just you spend like half a day just like swinging around a big tree,
Yeah, yeah,
a
yeah.
little one. Just
Yeah, 'cause
yeah, get to play like a kid, but you also have a
yeah,
check.
'cause when I asked you when I first saw you, you're like my job's just to climb. I was like, huh, what is it? I was like, okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so today I spent the majority of my day like climbing two cherry trees and
Damn.
hopefully making them look pretty.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah,
Sounds like a cool job.
it's good fun, man. Are you working?
I'm a student. I'm going to third year
Yeah.
at well, I was at SFU studying like I declared at a crim, but then I've been like studying a lot of like psychology,
Okay.
and I've recently transferred to UBC for third year. Yeah. And then I work part time at, if you remember, I work at the mall here in Richmond Center.
Right. Nice.
But yeah, other than that, not much, nothing special about me. That's it.
I want to talk to you about your hobby and what you.
Sure. Yeah, there's that. I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that
Wait,
the thing
what?
that
So
you're
what?
most like excited about in terms of what you're doing right now?
Sorry, You keep cutting out. But say it again.
Is that the thing that you're most excited about at the moment in terms of what you're doing?
Yeah, I guess. I'm not taking any summer courses right now, so like I can really just focus on that for like the next 2 or 3 months. That's what I've been doing. But
So,
yeah, I guess. Yeah.
so what do you actually do? If you can just explain a little bit about that.
What do I do? Well, let's start. Well, right now, in terms of like video or like a actual scheduled stuff, as my YouTube. I started that like a month ago, just putting out vlogs, you know, nothing much. Basically, I think right now is I'm trying to find what sort of like what I want to shoot. Because right now I don't really know what I want to shoot, but I guess I'm just trying to try different things to figure out that. I think that's like the best way because you can't really know until you go in and try.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Um, yeah. Wait, is this the interview right now? Are you asking, is it starting?
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
recording since you got here.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, yeah, no. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, in terms of what I'm doing, there's YouTube. But originally, I think what got me into this stuff is that okay? Can I talk about that?
Yeah,
Or
man.
like I don't know.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
anything okay? Yeah,
That
I
would
guess
have been
yeah.
my next question for you. Like, what led?
Right. Yeah.
What got
Yeah.
you
What
into it?
led to all of this? I would say okay. I think if I look back to like my younger ages, I'm 20 right now, so
Oh, sweet.
yeah, I'm really young, but that's what people say all the time. They're like, "Don't worry, you're super young." But yeah, I think
This
when
is
I was
the
like,
time, though. This is the time that you have to start like experimenting with shit, right?
yeah, that's why, yeah, man.
You gotta
Um,
figure shit out before you hit 30.
exactly. Well, yeah, this time to experiment. But yeah, I think back when I was like pretty young, I liked to just grab a camera and shoot, whether that's like, birthdays. I like to just pick up a camera and shoot, just record. But I never really thought about like getting into it seriously. I don't know. But like I thought it was fun, but then that's it. I didn't do much with it. And even like in high school when we are making projects, when we made videos like that required like projects or stuff, um, I didn't really feel it. I don't know. I think what really got me into it was I don't know. Do you know Gary V? Gary Vaynerchuk?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you follow him or not, or
Follow him. I see some of his stuff now and again.
somewhat? Yeah. But I follow him and then he gives like pretty good advice. And one of the main things he was like pushing to go on TikTok.
Yeah.
He's like, if you're not on TikTok, what are you doing? You got to go on TikTok. It's a bunch of free attention. I'm like, okay, he just been pounding it in everyone's head. So I'm like, okay, I'll go try it. And I made this, you know, I think that's how everyone starts on TikTok. Oh, it's just for fun. It's something cringe, whatever. But I made it and I saw it. It was just like this funny video. It's just stupid, but I was like, oh, okay, I actually kind of liked making that, even though it was like 15 seconds, and then it got like 6,000 views. And yeah, to me that was a lot. That was sort of like the very first time I guess I put out something I made,
Yeah.
and that was like a weird. That was like, oh, damn. So I realized one, TikTok is for real. There's a lot of people on it, and two, I actually kind of like making videos. So that just kept me going. I just made one every day. Sometimes it's because of the views, I'll admit, but it was actually like, okay, this is actually something I discovered that I have some kind of interest.
Yeah.
So that
Still
was
getting that
back.
kind of engagement. Like,
Sorry.
are you still getting that level of engagement every day?
Not nearly. It's I don't know. The algorithm TikTok is still kind of strange, but sometimes, like recently, there's like my video's getting like a 500,000 views right now, which is weird. Yeah. So I guess that was back I started like late September
Yeah.
of 2019. That was a few months ago. And yeah, so that just kept going, made one every day. And I guess fast forward to now, or like even just like a several weeks ago, I was like, okay. And I think being on TikTok, I was sort of exposed to a lot of like other similar other people with similar sort of interests, I guess, like a lot of people who make video that do this for a living, and I was exposed to them and I see that, and so I was like, okay, I got a camera. Oh, big inspiration for me is Casey Neistat.
Okay. I don't know who that is.
He's okay. Well, he's like this OG YouTube vlogger that he's there from the start. But anyways, he was I really liked him. He sort of inspired my YouTube channel, I guess, just vlogging. And so yeah, TikTok is the main thing I think that pushed me to wanting to start this. And then another thing is I really wanted to just document my life, because I feel like it's just super cool to look back, 5 years from now and see how you were 5 years ago, right? And see how much you've grown as a person and developed as a person. Yeah. And I feel like, that's like one of my main reasons to start the channel. And that was sort of like my first video. My first video on YouTube was like 4 reasons to start vlogging or something like that. And I talked about that.
Yeah, it's going to be such useful content just in that respect, just to be able to look back and see where you've been and where
Yeah.
you're now, right? And just kind of
Yeah.
looking at that development over time. Like usually people do that kind of thing in like a journal, and then they read over the last year or so, and just
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
like see how that path has like led them to where they are, and see like, you can reanalyze your personality, reanalyze your direction in life, what you thought your goals were and what they actually were, given like the things that you did. You can say you want to do something, but what you actually do is often quite different,
Yeah.
right? So you can actually get to see the reality of who you are, the reality of what drives you, you know.
Yeah. And it's like, I'm not doing this because I want to become, a famous YouTuber or whatever, right? And I feel like if that's your reason to do YouTube or feel like anything, that you're not gonna really achieve that level of success. I
Yeah,
feel like the reasons have to be right.
yeah.
And yeah, I think whether I make it big or not, I feel like it'll be really cool to have and look back, wow, at 20, I started my channel. And wow, that's how bad my videos were. Or, whatever, right?
Your videos are pretty good, man. I was having a look at some of them the other day.
Oh, you did? Wait,
Yeah.
did you sub to it? Because I saw,
Yeah, yeah.
are you the plant or something?
That might be one of my accounts. Yeah.
Was that one of your accounts? Okay. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I I guess, but I have a lot of room to grow.
Yeah. Do you spend a
And
lot of
yeah,
time editing them?
yeah, I spend, I guess, a few hours, depending on the length of it, but generally like, yeah, 3 hours or so or more.
Nice.
But
How
so
do you
far,
feel when you're doing that?
sorry,
How do you feel when you're actually doing that, when you're editing those videos?
when I'm editing the videos, I think now I'm still enjoying it because I know like editing is something that a lot of people don't like doing
Yeah.
because it's so tedious and time consuming. Because there's a lot of people that just make videos and then they throw it to an editor that they have. But I think right now it's nice because editing is what makes that story come together, right? You can have so many beautiful footage or whatever, but if you don't have that edit done well, it's not going to be conveyed well.
Yeah. Just to like set the
So
atmosphere, set the pace, and
yeah,
direct people towards where you want them to see, right?
yeah. So far, yeah. And I feel like I have to do it. It's an important skill to have. It goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
And yeah, so through, I think, making, sorry, that's my dog. Do you hear that? Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So I think through making those vlogs, that's sort of like, I don't think I want to be doing vlogs forever. I want to be doing, I guess, like that's why I shadowed Lucian. Yeah, I want to see like that type of work and video where you're shooting for whether it's client or whatever, not just vlogs. And yeah, I DM'd a lot. This past week I DM'd a lot of like videographers on Instagram, just asking for like, how did you start, or like, what is your advice or something. And like all of the responses, the main the main response was just shoot, just shoot. There's no magic formula, there's no hack, there's no secret, just do it.
Just do it. Yeah.
Which is, I knew that, but I yeah, it's I think it's so simple, but that's really how it is.
Do you sometimes
So yeah,
feel a little bit like inhibited at all when you're reaching out to these people?
like
Like
uh
feel like a bit nervous or something, like when you're reaching out to these people to ask them for like tips, advice, or anything like that?
I guess first few DMs, yeah, but I think it's getting better because it's just you have to try. The worst that can happen is they either ignore you or say no.
Yeah.
Nothing else. So I just, I gotta ask. Just DM them. Don't really feel nervous, I guess. But yeah, you just gotta, yeah. Um, I think
Other than them just saying to you like, just shoot, what would you say is there anything else that's come of it? Like a deeper relationship with a particular individual, or like just a different type of advice?
well, I guess,
Impactful.
well, yeah, with Lucian, I guess there's sort of a more established connection,
Nice.
and we're sort of talking, sort of. I don't know. Yeah, he recently messaged me about like he wanted to do this type of content, and then he messaged me about it. And then I don't know. I asked, if I could do it with them, but he left me on scene, so I don't know. And yeah, and I recently was on call with this other videographer because I shot with this sort of content group back in, I don't know, January. It's called Joybox, and then I DM the director, or like the film director videographer, and then he called. He's like, just call me, and we had like a 20-minute call. And again, yeah, the main response, just shoot with what we had, just shoot with your friends or whatever. But I think, and relationship wise, yeah, that's what I'm trying to do as well. Not just get advice, but like I want to try to get connections.
Yeah.
That's why I'm DMing more like local videographers. But yeah, he's like, okay, we'll go shoot next week or something. So there's that, I guess, in terms of deeper connections.
Yeah.
And I feel like for me, my social circle, my friend group, and not to like say bad things about my friends, but they're it's like the interests aren't aligned. I've realized, they're not, because they're not into whatever video or social media or like those type of things.
Yeah.
I think I said that last time.
Yeah, yeah.
But
And
they're more like,
everyone's in
yeah.
videos, right?
Sorry?
Like your friends are in your videos, right?
They're in it, but then they're they're just like, oh, because he has a YouTube channel and he wants to put us, but they're not really like enthused about it, which
Does
is fine,
it kind of like change the dynamic between everyone when you, as soon as you get that camera out?
Yeah, everyone's like, oh, you got a camera, okay. Which is, again, it's fine because I'm not trying to change them. That's just who they are. But that just shows to me that I should be finding people with more aligned interests, which is what I've been trying to do recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real though, right? When you were like recording your life with your friends in the scene, like the way that they're responding because there's a camera there is a very real response that so many people can relate to, because a lot of people feel the same way when they have a camera on and they're like,
For sure.
shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
recorded, I can never hide from anything that I've said, or like everything that I do is immortalized.
Yeah. Which is why, it's fine. It's normal. I feel like anyone would react like that unless they're like an actor or something, right?
Yeah. Or just like super down for,
or yeah.
Yeah. Do you plan much of like when you shoot these videos for like your daily life? Do you plan that in any way?
Not exactly. I guess I would know like the gist of my day of what I'm doing, and I sort of, have that in my head roughly. But in terms of like the shots I'm getting or what's gonna happen, there's no way I'm gonna know. That's why I try to keep the camera on as much as I can. Again, that's kind of awkward because I just have it all the time. So you have to pay attention when not to have the camera. But no, I don't really plan. It's not like, oh, okay, for this bit you gotta do that. It's more just raw and just genuine. It's not like, yeah, it's not scripted, which is, yeah.
Do you find yourself like planning more things in general in your life because you want to do cool shit and film it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like, I want to go out and plan like an actual shoot. I feel like that would be pretty cool. And with like another, whatever, videographer or someone who's just interested. That's what I've been trying to want to do with someone, or like shoot like a documentary or a short film, just whatever, right? But yeah, I asked the friends and they're like, which is fine. But yeah,
So is it usually you who's coming up with like ideas of stuff to do with your friends because you want to be having like this active lifestyle that is in a sense like worthy of being recorded?
yeah, I think more often now, I'm like, okay, let's go to this place, let's go do this. I guess I'm more sort of, yeah, telling them to go out more because I want that content for my channel or whatever.
Shit, is your camera gonna be
Yeah, and they're like, "How are you gonna vlog?" It's funny though because I wasn't like that before. It was always sort of them telling me to go out. So they're like, "Oh, it's sort of, yeah," because a lot of them are surprised too. They didn't really see me as like into this type of stuff,
yeah.
and
So
I guess I'm,
for this, like you weren't the one like usually coming up with things to do, or you just kind of stayed home?
yeah, and just this video stuff in general, like making a YouTube channel or going on TikTok or social media.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty surprised myself. I like a year ago, if you told me I would have a channel or something, I don't think, I'm like, oh no, I don't think so. So TikTok, yeah, it really sort of opened up this avenue of interest.
That's amazing, man. It's like just because you got involved in those things, like your life has become a lot more interesting for you, a lot more enjoyable.
Yeah, I guess, which is why it's so important to just do it, just try.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Even if
yeah.
you don't know where it's going to take you.
Never know. You can only plan so much.
Yeah. Do,
Yeah.
do you have any like kind of like guiding like purpose for what you do in any sense?
Guiding purpose for what I do. Honestly, other than wanting to document my life more, no. I think, yeah, document my life more, and it's just something I feel sort of passionate about. Other than that, I don't think I have like a deep, dramatic reason to do this stuff. I know that's not a very good response,
Yeah, but
but
it's true. If that's true, that's true.
because it's not like, oh, when I was a child, my dad was a big filmmaker, and I always wanted to. Now it's not like that. The story just came abruptly into my life, and like, oh, this is something I like to do, and just keep doing it until I hate it. Hopefully, I won't, but I feel like, yeah, just keep doing it, and then if I do somehow don't like it, just go and try something else, right?
In terms of like um, things that have helped you to explore this world a lot more, what would you say you're most like grateful for in that respect?
Most grateful for, like, what do you mean?
Like in kind of opening up to explore this world of like TikTok and YouTube and shooting and editing and just kind of that having in a sense like
What?
a change in your desire to want to do new things and to explore more of life?
Okay.
Like
I think
through that process, like what would you say you're most kind of grateful for in doing
I
that?
think I'm grateful for the opportunities that social media has allowed for creatives to have, because I feel like now is a time where if you want to do something and make it a living, perhaps it's a lot easier now compared to even like 20 years ago. Because now you want to do something, you just promote it all over social media, and you can really easily connect with anyone, as I've been doing, and just hit them up and then just connect with them, figure out what you want to do. Whereas 20 years ago, that's like who the only way to, I guess, reach out someone for, I guess, like cold emails or
Yeah.
phone call, right? And then if you want to get your stuff out, I feel like it's a different process. It wasn't as easy. So I guess that's what I'm grateful for, the opportunities, the abundance of opportunities there is now. Yeah. And how that has allowed me to, you know, pursue this passion that I did not know was there.
Do you think
Is that
there
sort
might
of,
be, yeah, it's perfect, man. That's a
yeah?
good answer. Do you think there might be like other passions lying under there that are like untapped?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Dude, like I'm 20 and I haven't done much. There could be so much more,
Yeah.
which is, I guess, exciting and scary too. But yeah, man, I know like there's so many stuff I have not done, and I'm aware of that. But I just gotta, you know, step by step, baby steps, and just try. But yeah, right now this is what I want to do. Just keep doing it. Maybe this will lead to other passions, through meeting new people, doing new stuff. But yeah, definitely. I think definitely. I'm just 20. There's definitely stuff I don't know. That's just waiting to be uncovered.
Yeah. I'm sure you'll uncover a ridiculous amount of them in the next 10 years at least.
Like, do you think that applies to you too? Like, there's stuff, passions that you haven't uncovered?
Definitely, man. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's
I, I get involved in a random thing and like my
yeah,
mind just starts to go like straight down that avenue, you know?
yeah. Because
Yeah.
like you never know until you do it. All right, which is yeah.
What would you say has been like the most difficult thing for you to get through in this process, or like the most challenging thing for you to overcome in a way to just keep doing what you're doing?
I think to I guess to not be afraid and just do it. I'm especially starting out, just like ignore the opinions of others and just do you, because opinions of other people don't matter. I know it's pretty cliche, but like it's true.
Yeah.
You just gotta zero in on whatever you're focusing on, block out, even like the positive feedback or negative, because I feel like positive feedback, although it's good, but it can also sort of, I guess, distract you, because then you're sort of like, oh, I'm doing whatever I'm doing for that positive feedback. And if I don't get that positive feedback, I'm not going to feel good, right? You should just stay neutral and stay focused on, whatever it is you're doing. So I guess that's a struggle, sort of, because it's hard not to. And I guess with, yeah, and views as well, or, vanity metrics, it's hard not to pay attention to that, even though people say don't pay attention to it, but it's still like, oh, you post something, it didn't do well. And you sort of like, oh, I spent so much time doing it. But yeah, I think I'm trying to, you know, not focus on that and just focus on, the craft and my work. Right. I think that's the biggest struggle right now.
Is that something you have to like keep practicing in a sense? Because it must be so easy for some people to fall into that trap of like, because it feels so good to be like seen and noticed and enjoyed by other people, right? And like
Oh yeah.
those numbers,
That
seeing that engagement, and you're just like, ah,
yeah. So yeah, that really applied for TikTok because um TikTok so yeah, I had this one on TikTok. I had this sort of like this breakthrough where I had this really viral video that hit about 8 million views.
yeah,
Yeah, and I went from like 400 followers to 39,000 followers in literally like a few weeks. And that was like, wow, that was just that was nothing I've experienced before.
yeah, man.
And but now the strange thing and disappointing thing about TikTok is that it doesn't continue. Once you hit that, the next video you post is gonna be like a couple hundred views again. And when that happened, yeah, I was like, okay, that's when sort of feel like, okay, this is why you shouldn't be posting for views
Yeah,
because it comes and it goes. And I think that time I was like, oh, I don't want. Why am I posting? I have 39,000 followers and I still get a few hundred views. What's the point of posting? Um, yeah, okay, yeah. I just wanted to like talk about that because I think that applied to your question. But to practice, like I guess, like how do I practice that mindset?
yeah,
Um, well, a big thing is listening to Gary Vee. He preaches, you know, ignoring the opinions of others, and in his videos, it's always the same messages, whatever he posts, but it's like a good reminder each day, whether I see it on TikTok or Instagram. I think that helps to just reinforce it. And for myself, I think when I post something, I have to remind myself that what I posted wasn't for the views. And if I don't get the views, it's okay. Especially for, I think, YouTube videos, because I spend a lot more time making YouTube videos. It should be like, oh, you had a nice day with your friends today or whatever you did. And you documented that and you have it forever now. And you spend a lot of time just editing and making it look, as nice as it could be. And, just post it and that's it. Right? Don't try not to focus on the views. Try not to focus on whether you get likes or dislikes or whatever comments that are mean. Just try not to focus on it. What focus on focus on what's the word I'm saying? Focus on the fact that you made this piece of creative work. Be happy about that. And that should be it. But it's hard. It's harder. It's easier said than done, but that's what I try to remind myself.
yeah, yeah. Anything that I like, that I release into the virtual world, or like anything that I kind of say to somebody on the street, or like if I want to give a random person a compliment on the street, for example, like I always check with myself to see if I'm doing it for a particular response, to see if that's where my intention's at. Because ideally, I just want to do it for like my own release of that thing. I just want to like release it into the world, like
Right.
And if my intention is that, just for the release of it, then I do it. If I notice that my intention is for like a particular response, then I'm like, I sit with that for a bit and just like try and figure out the way to get it back to a release, you know.
Yeah, like because sometimes if you're doing something with the intention of something, like you're expecting it, you're not gonna get you're sometimes not gonna get whatever you were intending to get,
Yeah, yeah.
which then makes you feel bad.
You're never gonna
Whereas,
expect, because like what you expect is just imagine.
yeah, have zero expectations.
Yeah,
Whereas if you're doing it just because, like you said, the release, it's a lot different because whether they respond how you wanted to or not, it doesn't matter, right? And that's what I try to focus on doing with my work, I guess. Um, I heard this like on a podcast. Do you know? Have you heard of Seth Godin?
yeah,
Yeah, so they were talking. Well, it wasn't Seth Godin's podcast, but they're talking about how Seth Godin he makes a blog post every single day, and then that's it. He just puts it out there and he ignores the comments. He doesn't engage with anyone, which is like counterintuitive nowadays because people are telling you you have to engage. That's how you build your audience. But whereas Seth Godin, he just puts
you-
that blog post and that's it,
yeah.
you know, which is I think, yeah, pretty insightful.
Do you dabble with any kind of marketing in any way for your like profiles or channel?
I'm trying. I know it's really important. I try to, I'm trying to learn a little bit about marketing, SEO optimization, stuff like that. It's a process, but I'm trying to. Yeah. I originally wanted to go into like this 2-year marketing diploma at BCIT, but decided not to, especially after COVID. But yeah, I don't know. I'm trying. And I feel like there's a lot of resources online to learn. Because there's like Facebook ads gives you like a free course, same with like Google. So slowly trying to learn about it.
Or what
But
what kind of other things are you doing that are like cumulative to what you're doing? Like anything to just like prop yourself up, educate yourself, or
like, what am I doing to educate myself?
yeah.
So YouTube videos, man. Like that's how I learned almost anything. Probably learned more from YouTube than in my 2 years in college, which is kind of sad. It's like, but yeah, YouTube videos, books. I try to read books. A lot of the books I've read, it's like a lot of mindset stuff, which has taught me a lot of like, just like what I mentioned earlier. Try to focus on what you're doing. A lot of the mindset self-help books helped me a lot. But in terms of like my video stuff, just YouTube videos over and over. There's countless hours of that. Just consume and then apply what you learned, repeat, and just keep doing that. You know, that's yeah, more than school has ever taught me.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
giving you feedback that you actually want? Like I know you don't you want to kind of like ignore comments and stuff like that. But are there any people that you actually take your stuff to be like, look, what am I doing well? Like, what do you think I should be looking at in terms of my strengths, and what areas am I not so great in right now?
I feel like right now there isn't really that kind of figure because again, one, I don't know a lot of people who are like into this kind of stuff. I have, friends responding. They're like, these are really good. These are great starting off, which is like, oh, thanks. It's nice to hear, but it's like, yeah. But in terms of like someone like that actually does this type of stuff and receiving feedback from them, I haven't received that kind of feedback. Like if Lucian looked at myself and he's like, oh, and he critiqued it, no. But that's why I have to, find those connections.
Yeah, man.
But I feel like that's important. And yeah, because to have someone that actually does the stuff and give you proper, constructive feedback. Yeah, so that's the difference, like constructive feedback versus just positive feedback. Yeah, I'm trying to, find ways to get that.
Yeah. It's great when people like stroke your ego, but I find that I tend to have more respect for the people who are like, yeah, there is, you did do that thing well, but like this particular area here, like you can get better at this by doing this. Like you should check it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, man. Like, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, did you? Oh, you meant thank you so much, as in that, responding to that feedback. I thought you were like, thank you so much. This is the end. Never mind. I was like, what?
Not yet, bro. I was going to ask you if there's anything that what do you think would be like the biggest help for you right now in terms of helping you to move
Right.
forward?
The biggest help is just finding those connections, meeting up with people of similar interests.
Yeah.
If I could have this group of people who are into video stuff, or even just this creative side, and just meet up with them or shoot with them, I think that would be super cool, super fun. And that's gonna be like, we feed off of each other, we learn off each other, compared to just me vlogging with my friends right now. Which is different, but I feel like I think that's gonna be like the biggest help, building those connections and meeting up with people with similar interests.
Imagine there's a ton of those people down at Vancouver Film School, right?
Nah, there's a ton. I just gotta reach out somehow, slowly.
Yeah. Just be in the city with your camera, like
Yeah,
people just get drawn to it. Like the right people
yeah,
spend a day just doing what you do, but like in the middle of like hustle and bustle, people just like it's like a magnet, just draws them in, draws in the right people. Sometimes
yeah.
too.
I sh-
That's fun.
I should be in Vancouver more. Every time I go to Vancouver, I never realize how suburban Richmond is. It's just this is different. I'm so used to being in Richmond, and go to Vancouver is different, and I never realized, how small Richmond is and different, and a lot more Asian people.
Yeah. Have you ever explored like Meetup or have you explored Meetup?
Meetup?
Yeah.
What is that?
Meetup is like a platform where you can create a group um, in like any different part of the world basically, and you just like have a you set like little events to pop off like whenever you want. It can be weekly, it can be like multiple times a week, once a month, whatever. You just kind of put your group up there, what you're gonna, when you want to meet, where you want to meet, and like what you're gonna do. So they all have their particular direction, right? There's like nature connectedness groups, meditation groups, yoga groups, like biohackers groups, all kinds of things, man. All different.
Like, so it's like a platform to find groups of people
Yeah,
with
who have
with.
interest, right?
No, I haven't. I should. I
I
should.
mean, like those groups of people, they have you meet with them for a specific thing, right? It's not just a
Do
happen.
you use that?
Yeah, I have used it quite a lot in the past. Yeah, obviously during COVID, like people couldn't meet anymore.
Well, yeah, yeah. Huh. No, yeah, I gotta check that out. That
Yeah,
sounds cool.
hopefully it starts kicking off again. At the moment, things have kind of moved over to a virtual way. So like,
Right. Makes sense.
um, yeah, it's been really interesting for me to do that. You know, there's just like some random thing that's going on. Like, so a group of people are meeting to talk about um, like human optimization with like supplements and different things that you can do with your body that like basically like biohacking, like neurohacking and stuff like that.
Through the meetup group,
Yeah, yeah.
virtually, or
This was back when it was physical,
back windows. Oh,
virtually. But yeah, I've been for like foraging hikes in like Pacific Spirit and other parts of the world as well. It's not just in Canada.
right. So, but there is a lot of like there's a lot of people locally on that app, on that platform.
Yeah, there's literally
Okay.
thousands of people.
Thousands of people. Ah, that's
Um,
good to hear. Yeah. And you literally just join a group
yeah,
and then
just
they
our
meet up.
and turn up at the time. Yeah,
Huh.
like group, like discussion groups, like all kinds of things, man.
Right.
Or there's like some kind of there's like a writer's reading session that's also a podcast.
Oh,
A ton of
wow.
people just write whatever they want to write, and then they go recite it to people, and that becomes a podcast. So there's all kinds of shit on there, man. So
Yeah.
great way of just getting out into that, just into like a networking kind of atmosphere, but for a specific reason, not just
Mm-hmm.
make connections
Yeah.
haphazardly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah. I'm sure there's people, thousands of people out there with what I'm trying to look for. I just gotta go and find them.
Do you have a plan for that?
Well, first thing I'm gonna try to look in the app, look at that platform. But nah, well, it's just what I'm doing, just through IG DMs. And yeah, I'm probably meeting up with that other guy I was talking about earlier about that content group next week. So yeah, it's just through IG DMs. That's how it is these days. Like that's the best way to reach someone.
What would you say is like the best thing about doing what you're doing at the moment?
Capturing those moments and yeah, and having them there forever. I feel like that's the best thing. And to be able to convey my day, even though it was very boring, mediocre, wouldn't like I didn't do anything special, but to be able to convey that through the edits or how I shot it and make it look somehow interesting. At least it looks interesting to me. I don't know about other people, but yeah, that's a big thing. I'm trying to learn how to storytell with video. I think that's a really cool thing about video is the storytelling aspect about it. Yeah, and it'll be even cooler 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20. Have them there forever.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
I wish you all the best with it. And if there's ever anything I can do to help somehow, just reach out, let me know.
All right, man. That's great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, yeah,
This is good.
cool.
Um, can I ask about it? What is this project?
So this is a so where do I start with this?
Okay.
I started a meetup group a while ago, back when I lived in Japan. This,
Oh,
this
wow.
group was basically a way to get people somehow to like leverage their local community to like, raise each other up in a sense, right? So the way that I approached this was by getting a group of people together, kind of doing some team building activity like stuff in the beginning to get everybody really comfortable with each other, get everybody having fun, having a laugh. And then once you kind of move past that and everybody's comfortable, you just hopefully get everybody to open up and share like who they are, what they're working on, where they want to go with that, what struggles they're having with that, and what they think they're really good at, you know, telling people what they're good at and telling people what they're struggling with.
But this was back when you were living in Japan?
Yeah. I'm trying to kind of initiate this process here as well.
Okay.
And yeah, so once you can get people to like share what they think they're great at and what they're struggling with in terms of what they're working on, you can then start to see like how each other can help each other, you know, using that small network itself and the extended network of, oh, I know somebody who's like amazing at that thing. Maybe you can get in touch with them, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And obviously when over here, I'd held one event that was which is pretty much that in a sense, for a business downtown. It was more to like encourage more of a healthier work environment, like a deeper relationship between that workforce. So
Right.
the more you kind of understand each other, the more you can respect each other's strengths and weaknesses, and the healthier that whole flow of work is, right? And the more people want to help each other.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a session, it was like a good 5-hour session with a workforce downtown, and just had real deep exploration of each other's lives in a sense, right? Just a big like honesty and vulnerability and acceptance of those things.
Yeah.
So everybody can figure out how to support one another, or just feel like they've been seen and feel like they've been heard.
Are the other people you're interviewing locally as well?
Some people have been like different parts of Canada, like further east.
Okay.
A few people are here. I started organizing another event, which I was hoping to kick off in March. But yeah, obviously COVID happened, and I was like, okay, how am I going to approach this now? How am I going to approach this thing that I want to do? Or what is this thing that I want to do? And like, for me, really, it's just about like connection with people. I don't just want to make connections. I don't just want to network. I want to have a meaningful connection with people, right?
Right.
Know like who they are at their core, to then like see if there's somebody that can help me or I can help, or if there's somebody else that they would gel better with, you know. I just want to explore this desire I have to make these connections. So this is kind of my approach to that. And to actually force myself to do it, I created a goal with the men's group that I'm part of to get 12 of these interviews done in 12 weeks, basically. So one person a week. And if I fail at doing this, which I'm not going to, because I have like more than booked in now, if I fail at it, I'm not allowed to like, not even like flirt with a woman, like no activity, like yeah, like no fat and like zero. I just have to have like blinkers on for a month, right? I don't know how to do that. That's so hard to do. My main way of communicating with people is kind of like flirting. Like if I'm outside, I'm just flirting with people like all the time. it's not really flirting. It's just the way I am. There's nothing like sexual behind it. I'm just messing about.
Yeah.
If I succeed, then I will have achieved the goal. First of all, I would have had a lot of fun, like talking to all these people. I've already made a ton of new connections. Like I've spoken to, like what does she call us? Like a performance enhancement coach, um,
Oh,
like a nature-based psychotherapist, like a guy who kind of like serial entrepreneurial type who's like muddling his way through this entrepreneurial world. Yeah, all kinds of people, man. Guy who
wow.
led or runs a discussion group through Meetup on meaningful change. So he gets people together and like has these in a similar thing that I want to do with people. It's like just trying to create an atmosphere where people feel comfortable to like share their like deepest thoughts and feelings with other people.
That
So
sounds like a impressive group of people. And then there's me. Some 20-year-old kid try to get into videography.
yeah, it's awesome, man. I feel very drawn to people who are like driven and like excited about what they're doing, you know. Like anybody who's excited about what they're doing is just like a beacon of light for everybody else. You know?
Yeah.
I just want to kind of like collect these people who are beacons of light.
Man,
Hopefully like raise them up somehow to be like,
a
come and
huge beacon.
help these people do what they want to do, you know, like they love it. Come and support them. They can support you somehow.
Wow. Yeah, no, that sounds really great. Huh. So how many more people do you have to go?
I have 5 to go.
5 to go. So 5 more weeks.
By the end of this month. I
Oh, by
have,
the end of this month.
yeah. I have one booked every day this week now.
Oh,
Yeah. And
that's
Lucian.
good.
Yeah,
Little Lucian is one of them.
I hope so.
I'm sure I'm sure he has plenty. I'm sure he has plenty of stories.
Yeah, it's gonna be good, man. Like I've got more people booked than I need, but it's not like I don't just want to complete the goal. Like the goal is to make sure I'm doing the thing that I say I want to do. You know, like
That's right too.
continue to do. Yeah, it's just something to kind of keep me on that path because it's so easy to like fall by the wayside and just like I can go to work my ass off, come home, and like just I go to sleep every day at the moment at like 8 o'clock. I'm gonna go to sleep in like half an hour, man.
Oh wow. Okay. We should wrap this up then. Sorry.
Yeah, it's all good. But like, yeah, I could just easily just keep doing that, like rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. And I don't want to have this life which is just like kind of slowly plodding along, like down the track, you know, like
Yeah.
there's more to it, you know. And you have to like reach out to people and put yourself out there in order to make it happen. It doesn't just happen on its own. Like you have to
Exactly.
be willing to step into that place of vulnerability.
Yeah.
Oh, this is amazing. You know?
The beacon of light. Yeah. Opportunities don't come. You gotta grab them yourself.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm not gonna keep you then, man. You got your bedtime's at 8. You gotta sleep soon.
All right, brother. I appreciate your time today.
It was great, man. Thanks. This was really fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Hit me up if you're doing anything else in the future, like if you're coming to Vancouver or anything like that, and you want to hang out for a bit. Just, shoot me a message, man.
Sure, man. Yeah. Could you send me this?
Yeah, for sure, bro.
All right, man. Sounds good.
Great, man. Take it easy.
Thanks, man. Yeah. Take care.